Arsenal have won back-to-back games, smashing in 4 goals past Ipswich, as Bukayo Saka started for the first time since December. So from Mikel Arteta's brand new midfield 3, to the insane stat behind Gabriel Martinelli, the return of Benjamin White, and the brand new role of Miles Lewis-Skelly. As per, let's break it all down and discuss the 5 things we learned from Ipswich 0, Arsenal 4. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Bass14 and welcome back to your boys' channel, live and direct from Las Vegas, Nevada, as your boys at WrestleMania. And you know what? To all the American fans and international fans, 7 AM start. I don't know how you guys do it, you just gotta respect it. But as per, smash a like on this video if you enjoy and subscribe to the channel if you are new, helping your boy on his road to 300,000 subscribers. But starting off with what we learned from Ipswich 0, Arsenal 4. After the high of the Bernabeu, on a night that Arsenal cruised into the Champions League semi-finals, come the return of the Premier League, Mikel Arteta went strong. A lineup with Ben White back at right back, Zinchenko at left back, a midfield 3 of Rice, Marino and Ødegaard, and the front 3 of Saka, Martinelli and Trossard. For Arsenal fans, a bit of a weird game. What do you even expect? Well, the title race all but over. At this point, all we were playing for was second. But to have seen the return of Ben White alongside Bukayo Saka, as Saka made his first start in the Premier League since December the 21st. A right-hand side of White, Saka and Ødegaard was a pivotal part of Arsenal's title charge last year. A key reason to why we got 89 points. And in this game, Benjamin White was back at his best, dropping a 7.7 rating, with 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 1 tackle, 2 of 4 ground balls won, 89% of passes completed and 3 chances created. All you have to do is look at his heat map. A player not only involved in Arsenal's build-up phase, but where White is different to Yuri and Timber is he loves to overlap going forwards. An integral part of having a top squad is having different types of players. In Yuri and Timber, we know how great he is defensively 1v1. Having just locked up Vinicius Jr., I'm sure that he's going to start against PSG, but having a different profile Ben White is also very important. Despite his roots as a centre-back, having seen it over the past 2 seasons, when it comes to going forwards on the right-hand side and providing the overlap, Ben White alongside Bukayo Saka can be effective. Not only do Arsenal have a different dynamic going forwards, but it's good that Mikel Arteta is able to change things up. And with the return of the continuity, the captain Martin Ødegaard was thriving, as he dropped a 9.4 rating with 1 assist, 90 passes completed, 5 key passes, 9 of 9 accurate long balls. He could have easily scored, he hit the post 1 time, and it was great to see the captain fluid, not scared of his actions, knowing exactly where to be and what to do. A reminder to Arsenal fans there is a quality player still there, but I've also seen a very intriguing observation. Having watched Ødegaard in the past few games struggle to have an impact, a player that was once a regular goal scorer for Arsenal hasn't quite been at his shooting best. And I wonder if it all connects back to his injury. Having sprained his ankle earlier in the season, missed a total of 3 months. As pointed out here, once they are stretched out, they will never return to their original shapes. We're left with an ankle that is less stable, especially in the direction that the sprain occurred. The sprained ligaments lose the ability to officially communicate with your brain. The result is decreased coordination in the ankle. And it just makes you wonder, for a player that is so left-footed, how many times have you seen Ødegaard struggle to shoot this season? For a player once able to fire shots at such high velocity, ball striking is not something you simply lose. Having avoided surgery early in the season, trying to get back for Arsenal as soon as possible. For as confused as I have been to see the decline of Ødegaard this season, maybe the ankle injury is still playing a part. When it comes to high-level players, they are never fully fit, always playing in pain across the season. With Arsenal on the horizon of a Champions League semi-final, there's a high chance that Ødegaard will play the rest of the season, but come the summer break, I wonder if there will be a surgery. But on a day that he thrived, he wasn't the only Arsenal midfielder doing so, as Marino started in midfield and dropped a fantastic 7.4 rating, with 1 assist, 1 key pass, 1 big chance created, 1 big chance missed, and 7 of 11 ground balls won. He also made a whopping 6 tackles. In a first half masterclass where he won 9 duels, made 5 tackles and got an assist. Not only was the pass to Martinelli outrageous, a sign of a player with a high level of confidence, but it's also his overall performance. Not only could he have easily had 3 assists, but we were seeing a player commanding the midfield area, popping up in different areas, allowed to roam around the box. And it makes you wonder, for a player that Arsenal fans have so quickly branded a flop, has now got 9 goals and assists in his last 12 games. Where have things changed? Well, in terms of Mikel Arteta, to first have profile him as a centre forward, an emergency solution that has now got Arsenal to the Champions League semi-final. But you also have to praise the player's intelligence. We have seen a player grow and learn as the season has progressed, understand the brand new league, and now start to thrive. When it comes to signing players, a key part is always going to be talent. But a key fundamental for Mikel Arteta is a player's overall level of intelligence. The prime example now being Mikel Marino, a player that not only thrived today, but to see him in an Arsenal midfield 3, with Rice at the base, Ødegaard and Marino in front. For me, the dynamic worked fantastically. Now let's talk about the player of the match, Leandro Trossard, as he scored his first ever brace for Arsenal, dropping an 8.6 rating with 2 goals from an XG of 0.56. He has now scored 19 goals for Arsenal, which is more than Sam Nasri, with 7 goals and 5 assists in the Premier League this season. With all the injuries to Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, Trossard has stepped up, a theme over the course of his entire Arsenal career when it comes to providing moments and scoring important goals. Trossard has delivered time and time again. So comment on the transfer window whether our teams reportedly interested. Not to mention there was a £35 million offer only last summer, all the way from Saudi Arabia. What does the future have in store for Leandro Trossard? But on the left hand side where Gabriel Martinelli was once again thriving, as he scored in back-to-back games dropping a 7.5 rating. At 23 years of age he has now scored 50 goals for Arsenal, becoming the 4th youngest player in Arsenal's history to score 50 goals across all competitions, behind Walcott, Fabregas and Bukayo Saka. With 7 league goals this season, he has surpassed his tally from last year. What I found even more insane is the stat that Arsenal have never lost a game in all competitions, in which Gabriel Martinelli has scored. 44 matches, 37 wins, 7 draws and 0 losses. Following in the footsteps of Gabriel Jesus, another player that has started to deliver as soon as Andrea Berta has arrived. With all the reports linking Arsenal to a brand new left winger, I do wonder if it plays a part. Surely a player feels the pressure, but having scored at the Bernabeu, now scored again in the Premier League, it seems like the pressure is definitely working. But what about the Arsenal star boy Bukayo Saka, who himself dropped a 7.8 rating with an expected assist of 0.87, 1 big chance missed, 7 key passes and 1 big chance created. In the first half alone he had created 5 chances, more than the entire Ipswich team combined. What we are seeing now as a player since returning from his injury not look a single bit off it. A mentality monster that dealt with the pressure in Madrid after all the Madrid antics getting into Bukayo's face after missing the penalty, yet still able to score shush the Bernabeu crowd. In this game once again booed by the Ipswich crowd, despite their player nearly breaking Saka's ankle, a red card that deserved it. Again Saka was just laughing it off. Taken off in the 57th minute, Saka was seen on the Arsenal bench, getting his Achilles eye stop. And after the game, Mikel Arteta did confirm Saka is still in a bit of pain, but thankfully, it doesn't look anything too serious. He will be fine and it all looks good. Thankfully though, what Arsenal have now though is a player that can deputise if Saka can't play, as Ethan Nwaneri came off the bench and in 37 minutes scored his 9th goal of the season. Yes, it took a major deflection, but he scored 9 goals at 18 years of age. In a year that he's mostly been 17, there's a very good chance he could now end the year with double figures for goals in his first ever professional season. Now let's talk about the Arsenal machine playing at number 6, as Declan Rice dropped another masterclass on an 8.1 rating, with 1 assist, 80 passes completed, 3 key passes, 1 blocked shot, 1 interception and 2 tackles. Arsenal fans might have got a glimpse into the future. Rice as a number 6 isn't quite Thomas Partey when it comes to playing constant progressive passes, especially in transition. So with a tie against Paris Saint-Germain around the corner, Thomas Partey suspended for the first leg, I am almost certain Mikel Arteta will start Rice as the number 6, potentially alongside Ødegaard and Marino, as the Arsenal record signing continues to shine. With 4 goals and assists in his last 4 games for Arsenal, he now has 17 in all competitions, which is 1 more from last season. Yet still with games to play, Rice is growing into quite the complete midfielder. But in terms of the Arsenal midfield, what I found the most intriguing is how we ended the game with Zinchenko, Lewis Skelly and Ødegaard. As for the first ever time in his Arsenal career, we saw Miles Lewis Skelly playing as a number 6, with 23 touches and 20 accurate passes. For a player that Jurgen Timber described as a lion, for me this shows the level of trust that Mikel Arteta has in the player. When it comes to playing as a number 6 for Arsenal, not only do you have so much responsibility on the ball, but off the ball you have to be perfect. So when you've got a player that, as Real Madrid found out, is far from easy to get off the ball, but is also the only defender in the Premier League to have made 15 plus appearances and not be dribbled past once, you start to get an alien profile. A midfielder turned into defender that you can play anywhere on the pitch and he will still find a way to thrive. We cannot forget the heritage of the player, playing as a number 6 for the Arsenal Academy, with now more experience defensively as a left back. I wonder if we see Miles start more games going forwards. So as Arsenal won their 16th Premier League away game by 3+ goals since the arrival of Mikel Arteta, a number only behind Man City since Arteta took charge. The title race is back on, the remontada has started, with rumours behind the scenes of the atmosphere growing of revenge. The one word getting repeated in the Arsenal dressing room is remontada. Jokes aside though, as Liverpool beat Leicester 1-0, they are now only 1 win away from securing the Premier League title. But as Newcastle also dropped points, in a shock 4-1 defeat to Villa, Arsenal have further secured their place in second. So as Mikel Arteta said before the game, he wants more nights like Madrid away. The focus of course turns to the Champions League. The only aim in the Premier League is win your games and keep your players fit. Continue the overall level of confidence, then go to PSG and make a statement, with Arsenal only 3 wins away from their first ever Champions League. But moving on to the latest Arsenal news, and starting off for the future of Thomas Partey. After playing an integral part of his season, proving his fitness and staying reliable, that out of contract at the end of this season. When Mikel Arteta was asked if there's been any progress on a brand new deal for Partey, Arteta says yes, there is progress with all players, but I leave that with Andrea Berta and the club to decide and talk about. When asked if the intention is to keep the player, Arteta says the intention is very clear. Yet to reveal if Arsenal have open talks to keep Partey at the club. According to Graham Bailey, Arsenal have a lot of plans in the transfer market this summer, and offering a bumper contract such as Thomas Partey, who would then be considered a squad player, is highly unlikely at this stage. With more reports coming out of Spain, saying Thomas Partey's return to Atletico Madrid is becoming increasingly likely, with his performance at the Bernabeu only pushing the club to go all in for the signing in the coming months. Atleti wants him to be the anchor around which to build next season's project, and it makes sense for a player that used to play for that club. When you've got a player of this quality available in the summer on a free transfer, trust me, there will be teams after this player. But also for Arsenal, you have to ask the question, with all the reports around brand new midfield signings, Arsenal are definitely going to be active. But having seen Partey thrive against Real Madrid and play a massive part of this season, is it worth keeping the player? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If it came down to you, would you keep the player? For a player that has been a duel monster this season, winning a whopping 68% of his duel, the highest in Europe only ahead of Arsenal's Miles to Skelly. A player also that Arsenal have been talking to, and according to Fabrizio Romano, talks between Arsenal and Miles Skelly are underway, as a new deal is considered just a matter of time. Andrea Berta will lead the process with the club, and the player is very happy together. Andrea Berta will lead the process, with the club and player very happy together, as Mikel Arteta considers Miles a key piece for his team also in the future. Miles' contract is around the corner, likewise potentially Bukayo Saka. One thing is for certain, Andrea Berta has been busy, as he was seen once again with the Arsenal team as they arrived for Ipswich. So with Mikel Arteta saying before the game that Arsenal can attract any player, there have been some intriguing reports regarding a future potential target. We're talking Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi, as according to Santiago Una, Zubimendi is now prioritising a move to Real Madrid this summer, as Madrid are very interested and have said to have personally explained their plans to Zubimendi. Having just played Madrid, Arsenal fans will be most aware. Reports in Spain are quite political, often used to make an impact and sway fans, but it also could be some truth. The reason being the future of Carlo Ancelotti, with the reports confirming that he is set to leave Real Madrid this season. According to Fabrizio Romano, Xavi Alonso has become the top priority for Real Madrid, with Leverkusen not standing in Xavi's way. A former player of Real Sociedad that loves Martin Zubimendi, this could be a concern for Arsenal. Arsenal are still confident that Zubimendi's move will be completed by early June. Negotiations are progressing well to make the midfielder their first signing of a busy summer, with even the reliable David Ornstein saying Arsenal are expecting Zubimendi to arrive this summer. Internally, they seem to be working on the basis that Zubimendi will be coming, and they're building a team within them. That we're going to have to wait and see. But what about another Arsenal target coming out of Spain? As Nico Williams is thriving once again for Atletico Bilbao, as they qualify for the Europa League semi-finals. And again that Williams dropped a 7.9 rating, with one vital goal, one chance created, and 5 out of 5 dribble. Williams now has 9 goals and 2 assists in his last 15 Bilbao appearances. You then compare him to Real Madrid's Rodrigo, a winger that many see as world class, and Williams looks like a far more complete winger. The more that you watch his play, the more that you see the fundamentals of why Mikel Arteta sees this guy as a main target this summer. Williams are only 22 years of age. Under the right environment can definitely explode. Comfortable at striking the ball on left and right foot. Having seen how Bukayo Saka terrorised their Alaba, for as great as Martinelli worked, when a talent like Williams becomes available for 50 million euros, there's a reason why Arsenal are on the market. Reports behind the scenes that Andrea Berta has had meetings with the agent of the player, with Bilbao set to play against Man United in the Europa League semi-finals. For Arsenal fans, will be a great chance to see the player. But what about Arsenal's centre-forward targets? As Benjamin Sesko scored his 20th goal of the season, this time from the penalty spot. You also had a hat-trick for Victor Gyökeres, as he dropped a 9.9 rating. 3 goals from 5 shots, 4 out of 5 dribbles, 2 chances created and 7 ground balls won. Gyökeres now has a sublime 47 goals this season, on top of 11 assists, and as things stand, he is the biggest link coming to Arsenal. Now, according to Fabrizio Romano, Gyökeres can leave Sporting for a fee of 65 to 70 million euros this summer, and when the player was asked about his future, Gyökeres says no one can predict what will happen. We have to enjoy the moment. In terms of the agreement with Sporting to lower the 100 million euro release clause, I can't say anything about that. But that is the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of his social medias, and the links are down below in the description. But that was all of what we learned from Ipswich 0, Arsenal 4, a gargantuan victory for Arsenal, it's things that you love to see, as well as potentially a brand new contract for Miles Skelly. Stay tuned to the future of Bukayo Saka. As per my friends, I'll see you next time. Take care and in a bit.